Good afternoon and welcome to the 2020 Parkway IMX Invitational Swim Meet. We are here at Parkway North High School bringing you the action live. We are in the 8th and final session here of this 2020 event. My name is Matt Judkins, bringing you this afternoon's action. We are teamed here today with our producer and camera operator, Kevin Girth. He's the one making all of this happen, and we get set to go. This will be a very fast session. We'll start with event number 43. If you have your heat sheet at home, this will be event number 1 for this 8th session. It is a 100-yard IM, and this will go very fast. All swimmers in this event are 12, 13, or 14 years old. They will each swim one length of the pool in the 4 given strokes, starting off with the butterfly. First 3 in this event here are Sandra Kim, Whitney Benting, and Aiden Workman. Kim coming in with the only preliminary time. She's looking to beat 140.16, just a 12-year-old in this event. First time establishing a personal best for Benting and Workman. Many of you who've been around the Parkway program might be familiar with the name Benting. Her older sister Haley swims for the Parkway program as well in the national group. As Kim comes to the wall first on the backstroke, she'll pull out on the breaststroke just underneath the flag going the other way. Her split 37.19, 40.49 for Benting, and Workman at 45.70. So all these swimmers looking again to get a personal best time as they go down and touch the wall with their third stroke at 75 yards. Again, Kim continues to maintain a lead in this one. Her breaststroke now evolves into the freestyle, and that's what they'll bring it home. All 4 strokes in one event. This is the individual medley, and Sandra Kim will come to the flag looking to beat her personal best, and she will. She'll do that by a large margin. 120.57 for that young lady. It's quite a drop from 140.16 previously. Lane 4, Benting, 126.48. Nice established time for her. And then Aiden Workman will come in at 131.23. And that's how we'll round things out here in heat number 1. Heat number 2, we'll have 6 swimmers in this one. Starting at the top of your screen, it's lane number 1. Down to the bottom of your screen in lane number 6, it'll be Taylor Altrogi in lane number 1, Cecilia Tremont in lane 2, Nathan Bauer in lane 3, Daniel Lansbaum, lane 4. He turned in a number of very fast times yesterday. Mia Crandall in lane 5. She was also fast yesterday. And then Ava Girth in lane number 6. Off the blocks very quickly. Daniel Lansbaum goes way out there. Looks like Ava lost her goggles here earlier on. She did that in her event earlier today. First one to the wall on the far side is Nathan Bauer, the 13-year-old, followed by Lansbaum. They quickly go into the backstroke. Those first 2 strokes, that butterfly and that backstroke, oftentimes you'll see a swimmer who's very good at those 2 strokes. They're both more power strokes. They require a lot of upper body strength, a lot of arm movement, and a lot of core strength. Going back the other way, after touching first was Bauer, then Lansbaum, followed by Tremont and Crandall. Bringing up 5th and 6th, Altrogi and Girth. Other way now, breaststroke. Breaststroke tends to be more of a technical stroke. You have to be perfect in all aspects of this stroke, keeping your head low so you don't drag the water around your body. And then as you touch the wall, just like we saw there with Bauer and Lansbaum, you go back the other way in the freestyle. And then it's a sprint to the end, these last 25 yards. All these swimmers trying to beat their personal best. Previously, Bauer coming in at 116, Lansbaum at 118. They're going to shatter that. Lansbaum 109, and Bauer at 107. Good swims for both of those 2 young men as they really cruised past their previous best. Coming in then, following them in lane number 2, Tremont. She came in at, 120. She's at 118. Lane number 4 after that, lane number 5, for Crandall. She beat her personal best and then rounded out by Altrogi and Girth. And so we'll check on those real quick to see if we have a personal best after the personal best times, if in fact we got some time standards. You can download those new time standards right here on the link on our YouTube station, or you can go to the Parkway website and download them as well. Those were newly released on Friday. Those time standards go from B times to double B times, A, double A, triple A, and then the quad A as it is known. So your swimmers trying to achieve those standards to qualify for certain meets throughout the year. For these young age groupers, 14 and under, it's the zones meet late next summer. It can also be an A champs meet later this fall if they have that one, and then the BB champs in the spring. So let's take a look at those here real quick and see how our swimmers did versus those time standards in the 12-year-olds, all Trogi and Tremont and Lansbaum. Lansbaum coming in at 109 on that 100-yard IM. That will be slight. He is 0.03 off the A time, so very nice swim for that young man. That'll give him a solid double B time. Nathan Bauer also, he was the fastest man in that event, 107 in that 100-yard IM, just off of the double A time for that young man, so an A time for him. On the Taylor Tremont also not quite on the docket yet from the 100-yard IM. And that should round everybody out. Let's see if we got anybody in the female side. B time for Tremont. B time also for Crandall. And Girth just off of the B time. So nice swim all the way around for those youngsters. They achieve some time standards. We got just a couple of minutes here. Then we'll come right back and we're going to have 2 heats of the 50-yard freestyle. That, of course, will be very fast as well. So stay tuned. These breaks will go quick and then we'll turn right around. 5-minute breaks between each different event. Event number 2 will, again, like we said, be the 50-yard freestyle, and we'll get that one. Now, if you want to text me, you can send me a note. I'm going to be here for the first 3 events here in this session, maybe the 4th event, before I have to leave for the day and for the weekend. But you can text me 314-369-3289, and that will bring us to the end of the event. But you can send me a text, and that text we'll be able to mention something about your favorite swimmer right here on the air. Let me know who you are and who you're texting about, and we'll, like we said, mention that right on the air. Most heats we'll have here in this final session of the day are 2. We'll have 2 here in the 50-yard freestyle, then 50-yard back, 50-yard breast, and 50-yard butterfly. We'll have 3 heats. We'll have 1 heat each, finishing up the entire swim meet with event number 48 and 100-yard freestyle with just 2 heats of that one. So these, again, will go very quickly. Again, if you've had a chance to watch some of the action throughout the weekend, there are a number of interviews with the coaches and other folks directly involved with the program, including an interview on Friday evening during session number 2 with Dr. Brian DeBosch, and he is on the Parkway board investigating the possibility of building a standalone Parkway pool with a long course 50-meter pool that could host many events throughout the Midwest. So be sure to check out those interviews, find out what the coaches had to say, and we hope to have one final coach on here during our final segment today, MJ Wohlers, but we've been happy to be joined by the head Parkway coach, John David Williford, and then we had Chris Etherington, followed by Gavin Hager and Kean Quigley. Here we go now. We're set for the first heat of the 50-yard freestyle. It'll be Benting in lane 2, Crandall in lane 3, Pavel Hardy in lane 4, and Aiden Workman in lane number 5. This is a simple down and back. This is the true sprint of organized swimming, and look at Hardy quickly pull out, the 14-year-old. He does not have an established time, but you see he's a long, lean body, and he's perfectly set up for swimming. Cruising in now. He's going to come in potentially under 25 seconds. He's going to touch the wall, and he's going to be at 24:40. Very fast time for a 14-year-old to establish now. Coming in just behind him, it'll be Mia Crandall at 31:30. She just dropped 13 seconds. Or 31:27, 33:91 in lane number 2 for Benting, a fast time for her, and 34:58 for Aiden Workman. So a very fast 24:40 for the 14-year-old Pavel Hardy. Heat number 2 in this one now, we will have 6 swimmers. It'll be Ava Girth in lane 1, Ava Strict in lane 2, Cecilia Tremont in 3, Marissa Benny in lane 4, Sandra Kim in lane 5, and Tyler Matheny down here in lane number 6. Of course, we want to say hello to the Matheny family. They've been texting us all weekend, and my favorite text of the weekend came in from the Matheny family talking about their young son Tyler. He competes in a lot of other sports, and I think when you start to look at the athletic ability of some of these kids, he shows it in spades. He is a national champion in several events around the country. 4-time national champion in the Paralympic Junior National Champions. In the long jump, shot put, and discus, he holds the records. Now, middle of the pool, we've got a race. Lanes number 4 and lane number 3, Benny and Tremont. They'll be the first 2 to touch. Soft touch for one of them, followed there by Strict in lane 2, Kim in lane 4, and then rounded out by Matheny and Girth all through. So we're going to tally these up. We're going to have another quick 5-minute break. We'll come back and let you know who achieved some of those time standards in these first couple of events. As all these swimmers, again, trying to go low. We look at some of those previous best times, and a number of those swimmers did go lower, including Benny, Kim, Matheny, shaved more than 4 seconds off of his. Girth, 2 seconds off of hers, and Strict a second off of hers. So congratulations to all those youngsters as well for their great efforts in that one. So let's go over a couple of those time standards and a couple of those achievements here in the first 2 events. In that first event, in the 100-yard IM, we had an A time from Nathan Bauer. Came in at 107.66 in that 100-yard IM. A couple of B times, Crandall and Tremont, and then a BB time from Daniel Lansbaum. So congratulations to those youngsters. And then in this 50-yard freestyle, we had BB times across the board for Strict, Tremont, and Benny. And then Pavel Hardy coming in at a very fast 24:40. He is at a double A time as a 14-year-old, so he jumps right in his first established time, gets that 24:40. The cut for that one was 24:59, well on his way to a triple A, which would be 23:49. It's a very fast time, so congratulations to those youngsters. We've got about 2 minutes or so until our next event. We want to remind you now, check out all the latest news on the Parkway website, and of course, don't forget to patronize all the sponsors along that Parkway network. Of course, you think about companies like Phillips 66 being one of them, Amazon Smile, also fourth down the line, Renoco Beverage Solutions, Quiet Village Landscaping Company, Mary Tuttle's, My Way Mobile Storage, Dents Express, and then of course Tier Athletic Wear. They provide the swim gear and all the accessories for the Parkway program. Don't forget to put those in. Next event coming up will be the 50-yard backstroke. We're going to have just one heat in that one. We are cruising right through this final session. It's going to go quick, so if you want to send me a text, go ahead and do that, 314-369-3289. I'll be here for the next 2 events and then hand it over to Coach John David Williford. I want to thank all the officials from the weekend, including Brett Shank, Mike Favazza, Dave Ninneman, Carolyn Lipsky, Steve Hubner, and Ron Graham. They are the officials for this weekend. They gave up a lot of their weekend to do this. Of course, all the volunteers, Katie Schaefer, Melanie Wagner, Julia Hulsman, who have been here all weekend as well, working the scoreboard, doing the official timekeeping, make sure those times get out on Meet Mobile. All the volunteers that time kept, and then, of course, the marshal for this one, Blair Porter. He's kept things organized, kept the swimmers safe and socially distanced, so that is no easy task when you're dealing with all these youngsters anywhere ranging from age 9 all the way up to age 16 throughout the weekend. So yeoman's job for Mr. Porter, and we want to thank him for doing that. It can be thankless, but it's much needed, especially in this time of making sure that everyone stays safe. And then, of course, we want to thank all the Parkway coaches who We're here in the entire weekend. They're calling out the final event. It'll be the 50 or the next event, excuse me. The 50-yard backstroke. It's just one heat in this one, folks, as it will be for the next 3 events. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this Parkway live video stream. Of course, these are all archived. You can go right there to the Parkway YouTube page, and you can go back and watch some of the action throughout the weekend. Show your swimmers. You know, they can use this as a teaching tool as well. Sit down with them and let them understand their strokes and see how they performed, a different perspective for them. Oftentimes, they can also view that with the coaches as well, and the coaches can give them some nice pointers or two. Swimmers now coming to the blocks here for this event. This will be event number 45 on your score sheet. Event number, excuse me, 46. Event number 45, backstroke, third event. I'll get it right at some point. You would think after 7.5 sessions I'd have it all down pat, but of course that would require thought, and that doesn't always work out well in my head. So the officials are coming back in. They got a quick break outside. It's a beautiful day here in the St. Louis area. High is going to be around 80 degrees, and so if you get some time this afternoon, spend it outside. Fall colors are starting to fill in, and of course the air will get a little bit cooler as we get into the fall season, and then the swimmers will be inside for sure. Top to bottom of your screen, lane number 1 to lane number 6. Lane number 1, Pavel Hardy. We saw him turn in that very fast time of 24:40. Taylor Altrogi in lane 2, Nathan Bauer, Cecilia Tremont, Aiden Workman, and then Whitney Benting down here in lane number 6. So that's how this will all round out. On this 50 backstroke, it'll be a down and back. Swimmers will start in the water, push off of the wall. Many of them still trying to learn this technique at the young age. Altrogi just 12 years old, along with Tremont, 13 years old for Bauer and Workman, and then Benting and Hardy, 14 years old. And they're off. See how they all get different things. Hardy got the biggest leap out of the pool now with Bauer, and you see them kind of a little bit stretched out beyond the rest of the swimmers. Bauer, 13 years old, Hardy, 14 years old. More of a power stroke. Swimmers with longer arms and big wingspans tend to do very well in this event, but you've got to have a powerful kick. And those motors are running right now as Bauer's going to come to the wall, trying to beat his previous time of 33:52. He'll do that. 31:51 for Nathan in his first swim. 32:34 as he establishes a time for Hardy. 38:79 in lane number 4 for Tremont, just off of her time. 39:53 for Benting in her first event. Soft touch, so we don't know the exact time for Workman. Altrogi at 44:45. Not sure if he touched it properly or not. We'll have a quick couple-minute break here. Let's look at the time standards for these two, and we'll see if those first two achieved anything in that 50-yard back. Last time they can hit that 50-yard back.
Yeah, after the race.
Yeah, they won't register a 50-yard back on this sheet because it doesn't register for the USA motivational times. So we'll take a break. When we come back, the next event on the docket will be the 50-yard breaststroke.
Breaststroke swam in the final.
Test. And we are back. We're coming up with event 46, mixed 11 and over 50-yard breaststroke. Matt is leaving for the day, so we thank him for all his efforts in announcing. 50-yard breaststroke. It's one of the strokes that has the most different styles of stroke swum, depending on how high they come up in the water on their pull out, where their kick is. But it's also a very fun stroke to watch, and the swimmers who race it all the time do like it. In lane 1 with Pavel Hardy. In lane 2, Ava Girth. In lane 3, Daniel Lansbaum. Lane 4, Ava Stitch. In lane 5, Aiden Workman. And lane 6, Whitney Benting. And they are off. At the beginning of the breaststroke, you can always do a pull-out with a dolphin kick. You can only have one dolphin kick in it. Lane 1, Pavel Hardy's pushing the pace with lane 3, Daniel Lansbaum right behind him. Pavel turns first, Daniel second right behind him, and then comes lanes 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 turning at the wall. Here they come to the finish. You notice one of them has a little bit lower stroke, the other one's a little bit higher, but they're both working on quick recovery and quick feet. Lane 1 touches in 33. Should have been a little bit faster than the 34.3 listed. Late finish. 34.01 for lane 3. Lane 5. 44.69. Lane 6. 47.55. And lane 2. 50.54. A few delayed touches in that event, so we'll get those times cleaned up before they come over to meet Mobile. And now we have a 5-minute break before the 50-yard butterfly. What'd you say? And we are back. Next event up is the 11 and over 50-yard butterfly. Butterfly is a stroke where it really helps to be good at dolphin kick. So see these swimmers dive in and hopefully work their dolphin kick before they come up and start swimming. In lane 2, we have Pavel Hardy. In lane 3, Nathan Bauer. And lane 4, Cecilia Tremont. Nope, only swimmers in lane 3 and lane 4. They're off. Look at the 2 or 3 good dolphin kicks underwater, and then they're coming up. Both arms have to swing around from the back of their body to the front and keeping in the same plane. Good turns down there, and underwater kick off that wall. Butterfly is a stroke where you really want to make sure you get your hips up at the back of the stroke. They're holding good strokes all the way through, and they're coming into the finish here. And right over 30 seconds. 31:36 for lane 3 and 32:05 for lane 4. And now we have a little bit of a break before our last event, which is the 100-yard freestyle. 100-yard freestyle consists of 4 lengths of the pool and 2 heats of that event. And the last event we have, event 48, 11 and over, 100-yard freestyle. First heat will be lane 2, Aiden Workman, lane 3, Whitney Benting, and lane 4, Pavel Hardy. This event, you have to plan to try to make sure you breathe early on and then really hold your kick and get into the finish. If swimmers hold their breath a little bit too much that first 25 or 50, then they will definitely feel the lack of oxygen in their muscles on the second 50. And they're off. Lane 4, Pavel dives in early, lead. The other two, they're all three have no time, so this will be a good set your time for the year. Lane 4 is pushing it pretty strong, coming into the first turn at 27 seconds for the first 50. Good breathing on both sides of his stroke. Lane 3 turning at 36 and lane 2 turning at 38 seconds. Now they really want to engage their kick on that second 50. And they're looking pretty strong so far. And here comes Pavel coming under the flags into the finish at 56.94. And lane 3, Whitney Benting's pushing it for her first ever official 100 freestyle time, as well as Aiden Workman for his first ever. And lane 3 finishes about 1:14. Time didn't come up. And lane 2, 1:19.76. So when they're coming into the wall, if they hit the touchpad more towards the top of the touchpad or the side and don't hit it right close to the middle, then it does not send over that time right away. Touchpads are a little bit of a sensitive. And lane heat 2, lane 1, Taylor Altrogi, Ava Sticht in lane 2. Cecilia Tremont in lane 3, Daniel Lansbaum in lane 4, Mia Crandall in lane 5, and Tyler Matheny in lane 6. And through the first heat 50, these swimmers are looking pretty strong. Lane 4 turns first right at 30 flat. And 32, lane 3, lane 5, and then 2, 1, and 6 are all right there together. Coming down the third link, lane 4 still holding it. Lane 3 and 5 are in their own race. And lane 1, 2, and 6 are right behind them. Lane 4 is holding on strong. Good kick behind him. Getting into the finish now. And 1:03.88 for Daniel Lansbaum. Coming in behind him, lane 3 and lane 5 right next to each other. 1:10.16, 1:10.17. You can't get much closer than that. And then lane 1 wraps it up with a 1:15.89, lane 2, 1:14.96, and lane 6, 1:15.59. So thank you to all parents who viewed this weekend, especially thank you to all officials. We had some officials who had no swimmers in these sessions today. So if you're a younger swimmer parent listening right now and you want a way to get more involved, we will be sending out some more information about becoming an official. Now, becoming an official, you do not have to commit to working every single swim meet, but it is asked to work a couple sessions at each Parkway swim meet, and then also other meets we may attend to. So if anyone's interested, be a lookout for an email or send myself an email. Thank you all for watching this weekend, and hope you all had a great weekend.